You know, I probably would have liked this book a lot more if I didn't spend so much time trying to figure out who she was talking to. If you like Paige Shelton and you like Carleen O'Connor's books, you will probably like An American in Scotland, Lucy Connell's book. And this is the D. Louise book series, and if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I'm Christina Tina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smash stuff going on here. So anyways, my biggest problem with this book is that I was trying to figure out who she was talking to. I can't tell you how many times where she spent 75% of the chapter talking to somebody with no names. And was like, oh, by the way, I'm so-and-so, as they're walking out the door. She'd have entire conversations with these people, and he didn't know. And I kept going back and back and looking, trying to find out who these people were. So wait a second here. Yes, ma'am. Come here. She's sitting here, meowing at my shoesies here. So she's this doctor, and she's spending a lot of time in the ER, and she's looking for a change. It's just a little much. She's been through a situation, and we don't find out about the situation till like 90% through the book. We find out. So she was offered this position in Scotland, and it's in a small town, the kind of town where everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everybody's business. So when she arrives, everybody in creation knows who she is, but she doesn't know who anybody else is. And it's just irritating as all hell that we don't know who these people are. And like with the Fiona Buckley's book, when I came into that series, unbeknownst to me at the time, I later found out, and I was really upset when I found out, but I had come into the book on the 20th. I come into the series in the 23rd series. By that point, all the characters are introduced and established, but you know your core people. And I came into the 23rd book, and I made a big case out of it. She did all this family catch-up, and I love family catch-up, but it wasn't until I was halfway through the book and put the book down and didn't finish it, was because I was like, oh, you idiot. This is the 23rd book. You need to go back and read the whole series. That way, when you read 23, you'll know everything. So I did. That's what I did. I went back and did all 23 books. And then to discover, when I got to 23, and there was some... Yes, ma'am, are you back again? There was some open stuff left at the end of 20. I was hoping, by that point, I knew the series well enough, that I was hoping for at least a book 24, 25. I knew she was going to have to cut it soon because Elizabeth was going to die. I only discovered that the author died the previous year. Like, I was so upset. I had a really bad week. I complained about it almost every single review I did. So, anyways, we do this doctor. She has her reasons that will be later explained. She wants a change of pace. She wants to go someplace new. She wants to start over afresh. So she goes to this very small Scotland town where everybody knows everybody and everything is paid for. All her food, all her potential clothing, her medical supplies, everything and anything she will need to survive in this town has been paid for. And we don't know too much. We didn't get really the proper title, and it may be forthcoming at some point, but we weren't really told a lot of information about these people. And normally, some authors, and I'll itch and bitch about this too, where you'll get an extensive background when they. My entire computer flatlined. It just went completely blank. I was in the middle of this explanation for this book, and it went completely blank. Absolute 100%. Scared the life out of me. It took several minutes to reboot. For whatever reason, it just wasn't working. So I'm hoping this video continues, and I'm hoping this doesn't happen again. So I lost my train of thought, so you'll have to forgive me a minute. But I was very, very frightened of what it just completely, the whole thing just went completely dark on me. So I was saying that she was looking for a new place to establish herself. So she gets this. We're not exactly sure how it came about, whether she was researching or her lawyer was researching, but anyway, this contract came up, and she knows her ancestors are from Scotland, and we haven't this woman that could help her for whatever reason, and it's not really explained, doesn't like her. Hasn't even met the woman yet and doesn't like her. So I don't know what's going on there. Let me see if I can get rid of this box. Please don't. So I don't know what's it wasn't explained. This woman has never even met her and doesn't like her. So I have no idea what's going on there. So she's given a house. They're paying for all her clothing, all of her medical equipment, superior medical equipment, paying for her staff, paying for cleaners, paying for assistant, paying for every single thing. And she's shown the house in stages. She's shown like the kitchen, but she can't find the food. So she has to it takes a day or so to find the cupboards. It takes a day to find the freezer. It takes to find the medical equipment, to find the office. It's done in stages, and sometimes it's a little frustrating. We feel like the character, and maybe that's the point of the book, I don't know, is that we have no idea what's going on, and she's walking around like she has no clue, because she's brand new to this town, and she was put in the middle of this situation, and she doesn't know, we don't know. So things are done in stages, and it's very frustrating as a reader. She might have been frustrated as a character too. Maybe the author didn't know it. Maybe she was making it up as she went along. So we have Mary Wilson, and then we have Wilson. He's just Mr. Wilson. Then we have Mary Wilson, who's his wife, and they own a pub, which the granddaughter runs, and Mara, who we'll see quite often in the book. And then we have this man, Smithy, who automatically hates her too, and of course, he hasn't even met her, but he hates her because of her last name, or her maiden last name. We don't know how he discovered all this, but her ancestors are from that area. And like I said, she's trying to research it, and the lady that could help her the most won't even talk to her. Then we have Ewan, Uewan. He's the Campbell. He's the constable. He's mayor, and he's the laird. We don't know his full title. We don't know his extenuating. We don't know too much about this guy. He keeps showing up, and he may end up being a love interest to her. But we need more information. He needs to stop doing all these creepy things. He keeps showing up in her house, and they even changed the locks, and he still keeps showing up in her house. Everybody shows up inside her house, and it's just. So then we have Abigail, her assistant and maid and assistant and Tommy, her brother, makes an appearance every once in a while. Sean and Gordon are semi-bad guys who are looking for stuff. And then we have Jasper, who owns the tea shop, and Maggie Hobbs, owner of a cut above, and she meets all these other people. I spent so much time trying to keep track of people that I just couldn't enjoy the story because I was trying to figure out stuff. And there's a couple of pages, I'm not kidding, there's like 3-4 pages in this chapter where she's having a conversation with this person, and we do not know who this person is till the end of the chapter. She's having this complete and full conversation, and we don't know who this person is. So it's the Smithy guy. Like I said, he doesn't like her just because of her ancestry or something. And he comes into the pub where she's eating, and he makes a scene, and he leaves, and he ends up dead. And there's this storm afterwards, and she's walking home, and she goes into this thing, and it has a Scottish name, I don't remember what it was, but it's a place where people can go if they get stuck in the rain for tourists and stuff like that. But she doesn't know this at this juncture. And in this place, she finds a dead guy guarded by Fred the dog. She learns later about Fred the dog. And then the constable shows up, Ewan, and he takes a liking to her, and he's always I think he's trying to take care of her, and because it comes out later that he's like a billionaire, and he pays for everything in the town, everything. So we don't know enough about these people. I don't have those. Maybe in the next book, and I'm gonna look for it. There's only 3 or 4 books in this series so far, but it reminds me a lot of the Claire O'Connor books, a lot of them, and the Paige Shelton books. But I think I get more information out of because Paige Shelton, her character ended up in this Scottish town, and she works as the Crooked Spine, and she's doing all this investigative stuff, and she gets to know. But it's a small core cast, and we got to know some of those people. But like I said, I remember before that I was saying was sometimes you get, when you read a book, you get a paragraph about a person, you get introduced, and you get a paragraph or two. One of my authors will give you an entire effing chapter, and it gets kind of old, and you just like flipping through pages. Like, screw this. I don't need to know his curly Q someplace. I don't need to know that information. It's TMI. But we didn't even get that from her. We got like 1 line or 2. And I just felt so lost. I think I would have enjoyed the book a lot more if I didn't have to spend most of the book trying to figure out who the hell these people were. And the 2 people, the murderer comes out of left field. The person shows up out of left field, so you're sort of looking at these other people. There's a couple murderers, a couple people doing damage, and she's getting these threatening notes too. But it's a little bit of a complicated piece at the end, and it all gets spelled out in the person's confession. But you're really looking at these two or 3 people the whole book, and then you're thrown that way. You're like, oh, okay. But like I said, I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't have to spend so much time. And I'm the kind of person, I like to know my core characters. And usually for a series, I'll keep track of the core characters for a few books until I get to know them enough that I know who my core characters, and I really don't have to pay attention to them too much. I just have to pay attention to the extras, because those are probably going to be your killer or suspects, are the extras, not your core cast. But like I said, I would have liked it more if she had introduced the people, if I knew who she was talking to at the beginning of the chapter, instead of one of those, oh, by the way, my name is so-and-so, as they're walking out. So, see what you think. There's another 2 or 3. I don't know the titles offhand right now, but I know there's at least 2 or 3 other books out there that I may look into getting. Or I may even have them maybe in the pile over there. I have a to be read pile over there. I haven't even looked at it yet. Because I was trying to get through this book first. And the tourist trap book that I was reading the other day. So we'll see what happens. If you could hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And keep your fingers crossed my computer keeps working. I'm scared shitless now. Have a good one.